Wow, look at that resistance on the ADA bull market doors. You can just see it. It is of no surprise. The dog chart, probably the most exciting crypto chart this Saturday, kind of a slow Saturday for crypto, but I really think it's the calm before the storm. And that's what I want to discuss in this video. And everybody, it's no surprise. It's no secret. Cardano and Dog are my top altcoin plays for this cycle. And I'm very bullish on what I think is getting ready to happen. So I'm just going to do a nice technical analysis video on this Saturday. So please hit the subscribe and like on the way in, and let's just jump into it. I want to start with ADA, and I want to just look at this. This is a post from not long ago. This was just in October 11, 2024. I'm looking at this, 35 cents. I posted this fractal from last cycle. You can just see there's last cycle. Here was my post, and I'm saying Cardano path back to $1 and beyond. It's here. And we waited years for it. And I'm sure people thought I was crazy. The data is so simple. And just to give you a sense, here's the Bitcoin halving, and that's really where the data came from. That's where the post came from. It's a repetition of the cycles. Here's altcoin season in the purple line. Here's Bitcoin halving last cycle. Here's altcoin season last cycle. So you can see we were in this kind of move, and this was speculatively the setup, and it played out. But I really want to dissect that move because it comes with a little bit of a short-term warning, actually, and I think this could be helpful. I think this could be a really good exercise. I mean, I just know it is for me. I'm going to share it with y'all. So here we are. We're kind of zoomed out on the charts, right? We have our bull market doors. We've been talking about this a lot lately for ADA. This range, which is this previous swing high, it's lower high of the bull market, is kind of the upper end of the bull market doors. We had a very similar area being tested last cycle, this swing high of the previous bear market. And this is the move that we're in right now, this move to the upper end of those doors. And we do have, I think, in store, the parabolic breakout. But if we start looking at these moves now and really zooming in on them, I want to just show you something. The question that I had was, and actually let me go back to this chart and let me just take the fractal. I don't know the exact day I took it from, but I'll do my best to kind of pull it from the similar area. I think it was right around here. Just pulled that fractal and we just bring it into the bull market. And we go back to, if we can zoom in, find October 11th. That's when I made the post. So right around here, and we can just pull that there. So there it is. It's not exact, right? But the general move that I was anticipating was the breakout to this area, right? Back to $1 and beyond. But the thing that I notice actually is the velocity in which this has happened. The move from ADA breaking out to where it is right now, actually a lot faster than last cycle when the move happened. So what I want to take a note of, and I'll show you, is you see these moving averages, the 20, the 50, the 200, finally they were consolidating like crazy and they started just separating in the breakout, right? The picture of that. And then if we go back and we look at last cycle, at the moment where ADA was doing a similar thing, you can see finally the breakout happening, and that's the 20, the 50, the 200 all separating to this area, the upper end of the bull market doors. From that moment, you can see took like almost 80 days, and it was nice consolidation along the way. This is crazy, this cycle. This is insane, and I think it might have to do with the whales, institutions that are kind of trying to, I think, front run the altcoin season bull market. I think this is mass accumulation. But check out the timeline of the move. So the escape of this consolidation area to the bull market door resistance, like 31 days. So last cycle took over 2 months. This cycle so far to get to this moment, around a month. And this is where the warning comes into play. And I'm not saying it's done and we're going to fall. Maybe we do continue to the upside, especially if there's going to be continued whale activity. But I do want to just really put this out there right now as we're watching crypto markets, and maybe there's need for a 1-2 week dip consolidation. I know I talk about it all the time and people are like, Dan, you're talking about it a lot. It's not happening. Oftentimes I talk about things a little bit sooner than they happen, but that's just because I'm in extra anticipation. But look at this. And this is where I think I get the most warning. It's a shorter term thing. It's not a bull market, bear market type of warning. It's this daily chart. We've made our way to the bull market doors resistance, And right now you can see all of this overbought activity in a way in which it's like never seen on the daily chart for ADA. And then if we go to last cycle at this moment, you can see ADA is escaping, right? And then it's making its way up to the bull market doors. But look at the way that in which it did it. It got overbought, it cooled down. It got overbought, it cooled down. And then it broke those bull market doors. We've not had any of that type of momentum on the momentum oscillator. It's just been straight up parabolic and fast. Where's the cool down? That's my question. And maybe we don't get it. Maybe ADA just goes and puts in another swing high into overbought. But where's the cool down? In general, it did consolidate into this mid-range, into the 50s or so on this RSI. If you kind of go back and just take a glance at those cool down areas, you can just see into this whole range, even below 50 before exploding higher. So that move, I think, is in play, a really big consolidation for ADA. And I just want to put that out there. There's no sense for me really to even talk too much about upside, because at the end of the day, just like any other time when we're getting finally some consolidation pulling into the 20, I'm just going to look for just what does the midterm price discovery look like for ADA. That $2 target can come so fast. And I know we're at $1.19. It's just like, what? It can come so fast, because if we get this type of breakout move out of the bull market doors, look at how fast all-time high just came into play. Very fast. You can just see, just to give you a sense, when it really broke out to $1, I mean, we're looking at a matter of a couple of weeks, really, to break that area. So we could really be approaching $2 plus in a couple of weeks if we get that massive breakout. But I'd be very careful right now in the ADA charts, just because, and not just ADA, crypto in general. And we're even going to look at this on the DOGE charts. We're in a bull market, but consolidations happen. I'm surprised we haven't gotten a little bit more consolidation yet. I'm not complaining, but this is just where my head's at. This is what I'm watching for. So consolidation range for me is very simple. 50-day, 20-day, anywhere in between. We do have the bull market door lower range around this mid-70s just in case. So that's it. That's ADA looking so bullish on the macro though, everybody. This is not a bearish sentiment. This is just me being mindful of crypto bull market dips that are in play and waiting for that next parabolic move to $2 and beyond. So let's move over to DOGE. We're going to definitely look at the DOGE charts, especially interesting data in relation to Shiba Inu. But I want to start with just this. This is Vincent over here, just a top DOGEfluencer. And this is just comparing Kraken's posts about all of the other meme coins. And just look at the engagement. I can't help but keep focusing on social sentiment of DOGE right now. And he said, "Dear Kraken, DOGE is the winner and ready for spot listing announcement." Besides ADA, there's no other community that's just dominant in the way DOGE is. And we just covered this on the channel. You go to Grok. I don't know if it's still true this week, but I think it was last week. You go ask Grok, what's the top trending meme coin? And it was DOGE. Everybody's talking about DOGE, and it's sitting below $1 billion market cap with tier 1 listings on the way. This is bullish. I just saw this. This is from September, and this is the chart that we had in September comparing DOGE. It has early stage DOGE vibes, and this chart is playing out very interesting. This was $390 million, right around $390 million market cap, and here we are on the DOGE chart. We're sitting at $770 million market cap, and I don't have the DOGE comparison on this chart because I want to do something a little bit different. We're not going to talk so much about DOGE DOGE. We're going to talk about Shiba Inu DOGE. I saw this post from Leonidas. Last cycle, SHIB went from 700 million to 22 billion in 4 days. DOGE is at 700 million right now. This was a few days ago. So I'm bringing that up because I want to break that down actually on this chart. And I'm going to throw out some warnings here on the DOGE chart, but I want to break down that bullish post by Leonidas over there. I do want to say I had a little bit of trouble going to last cycle and finding that move, like 700 some million to 20 billion. I saw this move back in May 2021 on this chart. It says market cap 0, but it did go on to see like $13 billion market cap. I don't know if maybe he looked at a different chart and it's that move he's talking about, but that's absolutely insane. But even so, moving further into the bull market, it went from two something billion to, look at this, 43 billion last cycle. But really what I want to point out, and I want to draw our attention back to this first move, like 0 to 13 billion. Remember, DOG is at 700 million, 700, 800 million. I want to go look at this Shiba Inu chart. So that move from like 0 to 13 billion is right here on the chart. Like this was the beginning. And I'm not going to read all this, but it was Vitalik. If you remember, he was sent a ton of the supply of Shiba Inu. He burned it in May of 2021. And that was seemingly bullish. But then what he did was he donated 50 trillion Shiba Inu worth over $1 billion. And there was people, investors, like, what is going to happen to all of that? This created some fear in the market, as well as crypto market crashing in general. And it broke all the way back down from 13. There's a massive dip there. But what I really want to point out to you is when this all happened. This was May 2021. I want to draw your attention to the Bitcoin dominance chart. When that all happened, it was right around here. This was well into the bull market, well into altcoin season. This is Bitcoin dominance kicking off altcoin season all the way back here, January 2021. So in a sense, where we are in the altcoin season this cycle, we're right here. So from so many different perspectives, let alone, I think this meme coin season is going to be even more bullish for meme coins than last cycle, but we are just kicking off altcoin season. The way in which DOG is positioned at this moment is even more bullish than Shiba Inu was positioned in May of 2021, or even later in the year when it finally did have its real bull market run. We are early this cycle, and DOG is sitting at $700 some million market cap. The path to $1 billion, if we're talking kind of price action now, is very clear on this chart. I like seeing that DOG actually just broke above this 20-day moving average. I was getting a little bit of vibes of this previous swing high down to a swing low, which is very much still in play. But the one thing I saw different was we fell below the 20 this time, and now we're actually putting in a daily candle. I don't know how it will close, but we're above the 20. Last time we got that dip below, we saw resistance below the 20, and then we fell lower. The path to $1 billion market cap is actually here. It doesn't mean it's happening today, tomorrow, or the next day, but it could be happening in the short term. And you can just see the breakout out of this falling channel to $1 billion is right there. I want to make a note. A breakout to the downside is in play, especially if crypto this week is a red week. If we're dipping, there's a strong possibility that DOG would be dipping with it. And what I want to just do is I want to just take this swing low back here in September to the swing high. You can see how DOG retraced to a higher low Fibonacci, that green channel. It's a 618 to 786. It's just my favorite higher low channel. And then it made its way to the upside. So similarly, we can take our swing low to swing high, and we have a very similar Fibonacci kind of right down here. And it's volatile. This is welcome to an early stage meme coin, 500 some million down to 400 some million. So that move to the downside is in play if crypto is falling. And it could be a higher low for DOG before altcoins, Bitcoin, crypto makes its next leg up. If it's going to all consolidate and take a breather, which I'm surprised it hasn't done so more in previous weeks. But if it's going to happen, that is the move to the downside. So either way, we're talking very short-term price action. You zoom out on a DOG chart, and we can even go, I'll bring it up real briefly. We can go to the DOGE comparison. And if we look at it, you can just get a sense of, wow, this is kind of where we are in the cycle. This is how early we are in the cycle. And I'm not saying it'll play out exactly like this, but you see the potential here on DOG. So these are my thoughts on Cardano and DOG today. I hope you're having a good weekend so far. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, turn notifications on. And if you enjoyed the content, please consider hitting that like button for me. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.